Hello. So I am live. Being called to do this, even though I never do this. I have no idea what I'm doing. But hi, YouTube. So I just want to pop on here today and talk about a full sky perspective. I know there's a lot of talk going on about the conjunction being at 0 degrees, and the conjunction I'm talking about is the conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter and in Aquarius. And I just wanted to, I felt called to share, what my perspective is, in hopes that if it resonates with anyone, they'll, be interested and awakened, activated by this information. I've been studying astrology for, I think, like 13 years now, and it's always been a big part of my life. It's been a big part of my business. I do health coaching and business coaching and things like that, and I've always weaved it in to there. And basically, early last year, 2019, I was hanging out with my husband, looking up at the night sky, and was realizing that all this astrology that I've been like pulling up on my computer wasn't actually what was happening in the sky, right? So the Western astrology, the mainstream astrology, it actually has nothing to do with what's going on in the actual sky. And when I realized this, it kind of like took me back a bit, and I went into an ego spiral, ego death spiral. And it took me a long time to kind of find my way again and figure out what was true for me and not, and what kind of began to really feel authentic was using where the actual planets are in the night sky. So when you look up at the sky, where are the planets, and using that to inform my daily, kind of like astrology, dance, instead of what I was looking up on the computer. And I think that this was intentionally done. Like, the Western system was created by the Greeks about 2,000 years ago or so, and 1,800 years ago. And it happened just as like the Greeks were infiltrating Egypt, right? And I do think that the Greeks, when they went into Egypt, kind of got their hands on some more powerful mystical knowledge, and kind of have used that to kind of spur and send in what we see now as like patriarchy and colonialism and all of that. And so obviously it was happening before then, but I think about 2,000 years ago is when they really realized how to control the human population by basically distorting our connection with our bodies and with our world, the sky and the earth. And since then have been running rampant. So right now we're experiencing a conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter. So Saturn and Jupiter are some of the biggest celestial bodies in the sky. And we're experiencing a conjunction of them. And I'll just go into Saturn is the ultimate kind of like masculine yang planet. It's when you want something, or you're bringing something into form, you're really like pushing, doing, working hard, being disciplined. Whereas Jupiter is the expansive planet, but on like an energetic level. So Jupiter's kind of way of being, way of doing things is to believe and to step into the vibration. And so these two planets, and that's like the ultimate kind of yin way of being. So these two planets, masculine, feminine, Saturn and Jupiter, are coming conjunct in the sky. And a lot of people are talking about how that's happening at 0 degrees Aquarius. And I mean, if you look up into the sky tonight and you're using your like astronomy or night sky app, you're going to realize that it's not actually happening there. So where it is actually happening is on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn. So what's so beautiful about that is that this conjunction happening just on this cusp between the zodiac's kind of philosopher and the zodiac's leader is that it's going to be the start of us taking this merger between the masculine and feminine, this healthy harmony and this healthy dance that we're kind of beginning to understand again, after thousands of years of like the tug of war between the masculine and feminine. So it's taking that knowledge, like the philosophical, theoretical knowledge of like how to bring those two back together, and it's ushering us into actually how we it's ushering us into how we actualize that in this plane of existence, in the 3D, in this realm. So over the next 20 years or so, we're going to see the tangible results of what it means to, we're going to begin to see the tangible kind of manifestations of what it means to bring the masculine and the feminine back together. So it's a very awesome, thought and possibility. And so that's kind of what I urge you to think about, and use this conjunction as a really powerful manifesting portal to invite yourself to remember what it means to be integrated within, and what it means to be whole, right? So part of this whole, I call it a disembodiment agenda, like energy. It happened when they ripped apart. It says it's unstable. I don't know if it's stable. Please wait. Cool. I think we're back. Sort of this whole co-opting of the collective psyche and this whole mind control thing we kind of see going on right now happened when they split masculine and feminine, and they made it, they took away all the middle ground and they made it so like man, woman, like man and woman as a sex is very true, but on a gender spectrum, like humans are actually naturally exist more kind of in the middle. So, so I don't know if there's any questions. I think there's a live chat. So basically, what we can expect is just the returning of this integration between masculine and feminine. What's really cool too is that last week we experienced a dark moon, and it was in Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus is the 13th archetype. So the 13th archetype is all, it's a huge, I guess, bigger conversation than this, but the 13th archetype is actually the alchemist, whereas Scorpio is the initiator. The 13th archetype is the alchemist. So when you just think about like the implications of, the 12 archetypes and how they play into psyche, like what do you think the collective impact was when they removed the 13th archetype, which is actually the alchemist, which allows you to move between all the other energies with mastery and ease. So as we kind of reclaim our roots, like as humans, and we reclaim our connection to the earth and to the sky, to our bodies, to our more natural ways of being, I really invite you to explore like what it means to alchemize. And it says unstable again, so I'm just waiting. Cool. So I just really invite you to use the next few days as this conjunction is still kind of super active to really just explore like what it would mean to bring masculine and feminine back inside your body into harmony. And if that's kind of too broad of a question, I invite you to just explore your relationship with both masculine, which is the energy of Saturn, and the energy of Jupiter, which is feminine. So what is, journal on it, maybe like your experiences with femininity, your thoughts about it, and then the same with masculine, and see where you can kind of go deeper, rewrite your stories and narratives around one so that it's a more neutral, you have a more neutral relationship with both, right? Okay, I think that's it. Awesome. And reach out if you have questions, if you want to learn more about astrology of the visible sky, 13 sign astrology, or if you want to learn more about this new process of integrated manifestation and alchemy. So again, reach out if you want to know more about 13 sign astrology or this new process of integrated manifestation that we're kind of ushering in right now. It keeps going, connection, it keeps getting weird, so I'm repeating myself, but have a great evening, and maybe I'll do this again.